Funded in 1999 and listed on the JSE in 2000, Redefine Properties is a property loan stock company with a market cap of 22 billion rand and a price-earnings ratio of 12.4. The company is headed up by colourful CEO Marc Wainer and reported today that half-year headline earnings were up 10%. Assets under management exceeded 37 billion rand. Redefine is currently bidding to absorb Fountainhead Properties in a deal worth around 8.5 billion rand. Colourful CEO of Marc Wainer, how do you feel about Redefine?
Redefine, and again, I'm not a simple person. Unfortunately, I have to give you the one scenario and the other. As it stands,
we're very glad you're not a simple person.
As it stands, I'm not too comfortable. I think earnings for the full year will go back around about 6%. So it is actually 31.5 cents today, and it was up about 6%. But the full year earnings will go backwards. There's a lot of once-off earnings in there. As I said, Marc is the kind of guy that can generate money out of nowhere, but there's a lot of that in the base. So we do think that the earnings will struggle in the near term. So as it stands, not a great story, but if he gets this Fountainhead story off, he's a genius, because that will push Redefine to the next level.
What are the chances he's going to get Fountainhead off?
I would never underestimate Marc Wainer. He's already kind of pushed over that first hurdle, and that is the main hurdle. He bought the management company of a PUT. The PUT has ultimate power. In a management company, they can tell the unit holders effectively what to do. So really, he's got the management company. Either you want to bow to him and give your shares over at a reasonable price, or alternatively, you've got a hostile manager there. So I think he's really got the difficult leg of it off, and if they buy it, hot.
Could Fountainhead be the kicker here, and then you would be excited?
Yeah, Fountainhead is the old Allan Gray property unit. They decided they didn't want it anymore. Then it went to Standard Bank. That's when it was renamed Fountainhead. And then Standard Bank decided they didn't want to do it anymore either. Marc Wainer really has been spectacular. No, I think it's really just more a question of Standard Bank's own evolution, and prior to that, Allan Gray's evolution. The assets are fine. The thing about Marc is he's parlayed this into a spectacularly successful story for himself, his close associates, and for shareholders that have gone along. What we were talking about earlier was taking advantage of this kind of golden era. He really has been at the forefront of that, because Standard Bank partnered with him, gave him the money to buy the properties, to get the thing going. He's reorganized the portfolio. He's moved it up the quality kind of spectrum. They've picked up assets in the industry, like the high prop asset we'll talk a bit about later. They've booted out the low value stuff into Arrowhead recently. They've gone global with Redefine International. I mean, it really is a spectacular story. They had
But
Madison.
what about the concern that Evan is sharing with us?
I don't know. The broader conversation about whether this is where you want to be is the first thing. The second thing is, which horse do you want to jump onto? Marc Wainer is a very talented pony.
Are you backing
jockey.
the person then? You're backing Marc Wainer here. That sounds as though where we're going.
Yeah, because I think if anyone is going to lever up and do the doubling up thing that I'm looking for, it's probably him.
Let's pitch Norbert Sasa against Marc Wainer.
You really can't. Two very distinct individuals. One with a suit and tie, one with a coffee and
of course, for
bar.
our viewers, Norbert Sasa, GrowthPoint, CEO of GrowthPoint.
Yeah, no, 100%. But as I said, GrowthPoint is a very, very down the line. It is the ultimate corporate in the property space, whereas Redefine is, there's no other way to describe it but colourful. They really do interesting and innovative things all the time.
Does colourful translate into a good investment?
Not always, and that's the truth. Is that, as I said, as it stands now, they've generated money, but I think the price has really pushed to a level where it's not based on sustainable earnings at the moment. However, as I said, if they manage to get this deal off, it is definitely hot.
Any concerns, or is this a go for you, a plain sailing go?
When they re-engineered the group to start with and consolidated the various bits of Apex High and so on into what we have now, it was trading at around 720, 730. Some people said, well, look, that's really a master stroke, but can it go any higher? Now it sits at 820. They have gone into the corporate market. That's another thing that Marc mentioned today in terms of their own fundraising. They used to work with bank finance. Now they're issuing bonds in the corporate market. So he certainly is pretty fresh and active. I was disappointed when Wolf Sessman moved out, which was his partner for a long time. But, you
but
know, there's a
not
lot
disappointed enough to say this is a no-go area.
No, I think, you know, again, you're backing the guy, and sometimes that can be, as Evan is saying, a dangerous thing to do. But it certainly is colourful and attractive.
Well, let's put it this way. If Fountainhead doesn't go ahead, you're definitely not backing this horse.
Not hot.
Not hot, we answered it. Hot or not? Not hot. There we have from Evan Jankelowitz on Redefine. And yourself, sir?
I'd be happy to give this one the hot, you know, because if you're going to go in here, you're looking for something spectacular, which is what I meant earlier, but not too risky. So size-wise, this is at the right level for me.